Welcome. Welcome back to the League of Hustlers, y'all. It is 2023.
Yes.
2023. And we
Yeah.
back in this thing. You know what it is. This is the League of Hustlers. I'm your co-host, HT.
I'm CD Barnes.
And this is where we're going to prepare to prosper all 2023. Okay, this episode is going to be about how to have a successful 2023. You know, we got to kick it off, right? So we're going to talk about and just go through how we can prepare ourselves for a prosperous 2023.
Right.
All right. First up, what's the first thing, bro?
First thing we need to do, all right, we just coming out of 2022. We're into 2023. We're looking forward, obviously, but we do need to take a moment, guys, to reflect on the past year.
Important.
Very important. All right. Entering in a new season, but we need to take a moment to look at the O's. What did we do well last year? What are some things we need to improve on? What are we grateful for? All right. And these are going to help us define our goals for this new year.
Right. And that's very important, right? So starting out, you got to know where you're coming from, to know where you're going. All right. I know that sounds cliche, but it's very important to know where you're coming from, to know where you're going, right? In the Dream Stream strategy, which is going to release within like this month. All right. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure that you are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. But in the Dream Stream strategy, one of the sections that we have in the very beginning, right, is bridging the gap, right? And identifying where you are now, and so that you know where you want to go and you know what's in between, right? We call that bridging the gap. So what we want to do for 2023 is start off by looking back, all right? Look back at where we came from. What happened in 2022? What were your wins? What were your successes? What did you overcome? Okay? What did you accomplish? All right? So that's going to be very important.
Right. Again, right? So what we're doing by looking back is it's giving us the opportunity to set goals for the future. Okay. Now, this is very important.
Right.
You gotta have goals. You gotta have a vision. All right. So, number one, we're going to set goals. We're not going to set subpar goals. We want to set big goals. Don't just make a goal that you can do, today or next week. Create a goal that's pushes you. Create a goal that you're going to have to really push for. Make it big. All right. And then from there, you're going to break this goal down into smaller tasks. Okay. Right. Don't be afraid. Imagine a ladder, right? A ladder, and imagine something really high that you can't reach, right? Let's say the top of a house, a mansion, mega house, 3-4 stories, the top of a building. Okay. And your goal is to get on top, but you don't have the ladder. Okay. And so, setting tasks is the equivalent of having a ladder, and each task being one step on the ladder. And all you have to do is just hit one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. And next thing you know, you're on top of the house, you're on top of the building. Okay. So make sure you're setting goals. Don't worry about how big they are. You're equipped with the tools to get there. All you have to do is break it down into small tasks, and then one step at a time. Simple as that. One day, one step at a time.
That's a very good analogy, bro. Too often, here's a little personal side note. I used to have these dreams about like hope jumping. You know what I mean? Like hope jumping, like the Incredible Hulk.
Right.
You know what I mean? From like far ahead. Well, we can't do that. It's unrealistic, right? And when you were talking about, the ladder analogy, that's what came to mind, right? And so just as unrealistic as it is for us to turn into the Incredible Hulk, is that unrealistic for us to think that we're going to go from 0 to our goal like that, in
Right.
one week. You know what I mean? So taking it step by step. The only thing when you're going up a ladder, the only thing you have to worry about is that next step. That's it.
But one of
Don't
the
worry about, leaping up to the, 3, 4, 5,
right.
steps at a
Don't
time.
don't skip no steps.
No steps.
Don't look down.
Right,
Safety
right.
first.
Safety first. Just focus on that next step. And so in business and entrepreneurship and hustling, all we really need to focus on is that next step, task by task. All right.
Simple. Right. And so again, success, man, it's not easy, but it's simple, and that's, how they put it. And so the next thing though is to really just stay resilient and adaptable. Okay. You're climbing this ladder and you just need to keep climbing. You may come across a day where it may be a little difficult for you to take that next step. It may take you 2 or 3 days to hit a step sometime. It may take you a week or a little bit longer than you anticipated. It's okay. Stay resilient and keep climbing. And to be honest, while we're talking about this ladder analogy, this is why they say it's lonely at the top. And but this is why though. It's because not everybody is going to stay resilient in the process of climbing these one step at a time, and being able to secure themselves at the top. Now, a lot of people are going to make it high up this ladder. They're going to be sprinting, they're going to be doing them Hulk jumps and skipping steps and, and then the higher you get, some people are going to look down, lose grip, some people are afraid of heights.
Right.
And so that's why it's lonely at the top though. And there's a lot of ways you can spin. Just think about that on your own. You know what I mean? But key, stay resilient and adaptable and just keep climbing. Okay. The wind may start blowing. It may start raining while you're climbing. Just hang on. Again, stay adaptable, stay resilient. Keep your goal in mind. Your goal, and that's why you need to set a really big goal, something that means something to you to accomplish, and that will drive you in the process of climbing when it gets difficult. You need to set your goal to be big enough that it's magnetized, like it can pull you towards it. When it gets hard, you're like, man, I really want to. Could be anything, fill in the blank, graduate. I really need to, whatever, something that's going to pull you up that ladder, during those hard moments.
Yeah, man. And one thought I had about this, or one thing to focus on with this, is that resiliency, staying resilient and staying consistent and being disciplined is the key to all of this. Like CD said earlier, it's simple. It's not easy though. Being disciplined is not easy. Being consistent is not easy, right? Making sure that you stay on target is not easy, right? As you're climbing up that ladder, boom, a bird flies by, and you're like, oh snap,
Right.
In more than one figure, right? Figure speech, or so wind blows. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh snap, or you might misstep a little bit. You're like, it's so many things that happen on our climb up the ladder of success, right? But we have to stay resilient, right? We have to stay consistent. We have to stay disciplined, right? Step after step after step after step after step after step after step. You have to hit those steps, right? And it's just that simple, but it's not easy, right? So resiliency is super duper important, man. Super duper important. So 2023, we're going to focus on resiliency in the Dream Stream strategy, which need to make sure that you subscribe. Need to make sure that you're on the email list so you'll be first to be notified when it drops. In that Dream Stream strategy, though, we have a section like with the task planner, and we lay it out, and we help you lay it out, rather, and plan out all of your tasks. And so once you lay out all of your tasks, all you have to do from that point on It's just execute each task. Those are your steps, step by step, process by process.
Mm-hmm.
Simplify, systemize, maintain, and optimize. That's what we're doing. 2023. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. That's it. And really, I think you already know. We're not telling you anything new. We're
Nope.
not giving you any, revelations, or there's no secret here.
Right.
You already know what needs to be done. You already know what you have to do. The key is going to be you actually doing it. And like H was saying, we're just helping to, number one, facilitate the conversation, help push you along. And then we're going to also, put some tools out there, stuff that we use that we found helpful that you
Right.
could use too, to help you get to that big goal. So
Just that easy. It's just that easy and it's just that simple. Right? But that's it for this episode. Right? So 2023, let's make it a point to stay resilient, stay disciplined. All right?
mm-hmm.
Let's make it a point to set goals. All right? We're going to set goals and we're going to stay disciplined. And let's make it a point to reflect back on what we achieved last year. Reflect back on the things that we may have misstepped on, right? And not hit those missteps again. Okay? So we're going to reflect back, look at our accomplishments, look at our shortcomings. We're going to overcome those shortcomings, and we're going to build off of those accomplishments. All right? Then next, we're going to set goals. All right? And then next, we're going to stay resilient at executing each step towards those goals. All right? Let's get it. Let's go. Follow for more and hustle up.
Yeah, hustle up.